I had always longed to escape from my 4 stepbrothers, who had tormented me since childhood, but when I turned 18, I was shocked to discover that they were all my fated mates. I expected them to reject me outright, but they changed their previous arrogant attitude and begged me to accept them. As I walked past the twins' door, their conversation made me stop in my tracks. Mate, I guessed, unable to believe it was true. They were my mates. I hated that. The wolf inside me was crying, desperate for them. But clearly, they had just been flirting with another woman. In their room, the thought of it made me feel sick. It was already bad enough to find out that my mates were Gerard and Dylan. I didn't want to be around them anymore. Instinctively, I turned and ran. I could hear Gerard and Dylan chasing me, their heavy footsteps echoing in my ears. Ria, stop. We want to talk to you. Please, just talk to us. They kept shouting after me, but I didn't want to listen. I ran into a little-known room and slammed the door behind me, listening to their voices as they searched for me. I began to cry, but I didn't want to respond. I knew I couldn't hide forever, but at that moment, I couldn't look at them. How could they be my mates? I knew they would immediately reject me. Both of them had made it very clear. They couldn't stand me. They didn't want me. I couldn't imagine how much worse my life would get. After today, they would surely reject me and torment me in a way I'd never experienced before. I let myself drown in tears and sadness. When I finally dragged myself up from the floor, I was exhausted. I knew I needed to leave the hiding spot and go back to my room. But then, I heard the sound of high heels clicking toward me. I held my breath. When the door opened, I was shocked to see Anastasia standing there. She looked as arrogant as ever. You worthless Omega, how could you be their mate? You don't deserve them. Anastasia sneered mercilessly. I've worked so hard to get into their lives, and I won't let some unwanted wolf push me out. Do you hear me? This little hole is where you belong, and I'll make sure you stay here. Anastasia slammed the door and locked it from the outside. A wave of panic washed over me. I pushed against the door, shouting as loudly as I could, but it wouldn't budge. I could hear the party going on in the distance. I was too far away. Even if I screamed at the top of my lungs, no one would hear me. I don't know how much time passed, but my throat was hoarse. I weakly pushed against the door, but the doorknob wouldn't move. Why wasn't anyone coming to find me? I didn't know if I was too tired or just faint from hunger, but I could barely keep my eyes open. I drifted into unconsciousness. When I opened my eyes again, I heard voices and footsteps nearby. No one called my name or shouted for me, but they were getting closer. I used every bit of energy I had left to scream. I'm here. Please let me out. Please, someone help me open the door. Finally, they came in. Someone was approaching the door. Ria, are you in there? Why is the door locked? Don't come near. It was my other stepbrother, Ezekiel. He seemed very worried as he opened the door, then stepped back. With a loud crash, the door finally swung open. I thought he would be disgusted or hesitant when he saw me, but instead, he picked me up and carried me out. Hang on, I'll call the doctor. He stopped and looked at me. It wasn't until we both spoke the same word that I understood the look on his face. Mate.